Hi, my name is Patrurichidananda Shastri. I'm a drag artist from Hyderabad, and you are listening to Drag Me to Heaven. This is a space where we come ahead and talk with drag artists about their navigating their faith, about how they kind of go ahead and think about drag and their belief system and how they kind of look towards their internal idea of drag. So far we have interviewed a lot of drag artists across the world, and all those conversations are in this particular channel. So please go ahead and listen to these conversations, these amazing conversations. You can also follow us on Dragwanti as well as my personal Instagram channel, SAS. Three dancing feet, and also follow Spotify and all the other podcast channels which we are on or which we are listening to. And today we have a very wonderful guest from my city, which is Hyderabad. And I thought this would be a very good way to kind of introduce as well as bring in conversations which is boiling up in my backyard. I'm kidding. To bring in conversations of how exactly my sisters from Hyderabad are feeling or kind of navigate their journey, because inspiration is something which is always surrounding us in some way or the other way. I've seen this wonderful woman, trans woman, who have been creating such a wonderful artistry in the city of Hyderabad, and I was like, this is something which you also need to kind of know and listen. So hence I'm here to kind of come ahead and bring to you my one and only drag sister, Khemaya. Khemaya is a drag artist from Hyderabad, and she was from Odisha. She's the first Odisha drag artist. She's an Odissi dancer. She's also learned Gotipua, and she has been performing drag for the past 6 years now with Hyderabad, and that is something which is really wonderful. So I know that this conversation would be very wonderful because I have always been speaking with Kim, and we are just trying to make it in a bit more formal way. So without any further ado, let me quickly go ahead and pull in Kemaya. Hi everyone, my name is Patrunichidananda Shastri, aka Suffocated Art Specimen, aka SAS, and you're listening to Drag Me to Heaven, a space where we kind of interview drag artists and talk about their faith as well as belief systems and how we navigate through the idea of spirituality while performing drag. So far I have interviewed wonderful people across the globe, and this time I'm coming back to my city, which is Hyderabad, and this time it's really important for me to bring in conversations from Hyderabad as well because I have been living in this particular city, and I know that drag artistry in the city is kind of growing, and for one of the reasons why it's growing, or one of the reasons why drag artists are getting recognition, is also because of this particular person whom I would be interviewing in this particular call, Kimaya. They are a wonderful drag sister from Hyderabad, and we have been performing. We have been kind of taking drag to multiple places, both together as well as an individual capability. And Kimaya is one of the drag artists who's very well known in Hyderabad, and they have been doing some amazing work. They are a wonderful makeup artists. They're also somebody who has started their own nails, salon, and they are doing something which is very incredible. I think one of the main reason why drag is also popular in Hyderabad is because of Kimaya as well, because she is sticking to the ground. She's agitating people to look into drag as a art form. So I'm super proud to have Kim on this particular podcast with me and talk with her about her faith journey, her beliefs, and how she kind of thinks about drag. So without any further ado, let me quickly go ahead and pull in Khemaya. Hi Khemaya, how are you?
Hi Sasri, hi everyone. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good as well. I'm sipping the tea while I'm talking to you, without realizing this call is getting recorded, but that's okay. That's okay. So, hi Kim. So everybody knows you. I think people who have been connected with me or connected with Dragwanti, they know you of the kind of incredible work which you do. However, to start with, to people who are trying to kind of know your work, could you please introduce yourself, your gender pronouns, and also give us more details about like what do you do apart from drag?
So, hey everyone, this is me, Aryan Patra, aka Khemaya. So, my pronouns are she and they. I'm a transgender woman person from Odisha, and I'm the first drag queen of Odisha and performing in Hyderabad all the time, all the way. So, well, talking about me, I'm a trained Odissi dancer. I'm coming from a Hindu family, and I'm a nail tech as well. I got my salon in Hyderabad as Glam Kim. So, this is all I do. Yes.
Great, thank you so much, Kem. So you have introduced yourself and you said that you come from a Hindu family. Could you
Yeah.
help us with understanding how did your faith and belief where when you were when you were raised and when you kind of started doing drag? And at any point in time, did your faith or belief help you in creating a drag persona?
So talking about my faith and belief, so I'm coming from a Hindu family, and in Hindu families there is like in our Puranas and all everything, we have our drag thing over there. So as well as talking about my drag journey and my faiths. So in Odisha, there are a lot of dance forms, there are art forms which been performed at temples in drag. So in that situation only, I have got inspired by that, and it just made me feel like yes, I can do it, and it just made me feel that I should do it, and it gonna make that impact in the society. That drag and the spiritual connection like my faiths can be together and can be make a good impact on society.
You said, could you please help us understand some of the cultures which are there in Odisha, especially the temple cultures, and also navigate us through how drag has been an integral part of the same?
So in Odisha, we have like many kind of folk dances and classical dances as well. So in that, majorly we can talk about Gotipua and Mahari dance forms. So in Gotipua, what we do actually, small kids like the age of like 7 or 6, 7 or like 8 years of age of kids actually, they do perform in temples and in stages as well. So what they do is they wear the outfit of the woman, and they do perform in classical. They do classical in women's attire actually. And I'm talking about the kids. The kids are boy kids actually, the boys, not the girl kids. Boy kids, they do perform in a woman's attire. They do drag and they perform for the god. So this is the major thing which happened in Odisha, which is happening in Odisha. And the second thing is Mahari, which was performing in the temples actually. So mostly we have seen women who were performing in the temple, but no, in the in past there are a lot of men so who were wearing that women's attire outfit and everything, do drag and perform for the god. To be very honest, performing in the temple to make our god sleep, fall asleep. So yeah.
Great. So I think both Mahari as well as the Gotipua traditions are more something which has been a part of the overall Devadasi traditions, if I'm correct. Like it's a part of
Yes.
Devadasi tradition which has been extended. Now
Yeah.
you said that you were somebody who is trained in Gotipua and then to Odissi.
Yeah.
How was your initial connection with Gotipua has been, and what was the major difference when you kind of transformed from a Gotipua dancer to an Odissi? And it's a classical dance form, and it's something which is seen as a very spiritual medium. And when you did Odissi to drag, what was a what was the changes like?
So the connect talking about my connection to my art form and my faith is like emoting myself. I always, whenever I perform, whether it is Gotipua or Odissi or Mahari or some Western drag art forms, I do connect with my feelings, connect with my face. Whenever I do Gotipua, I do realize that I'm connecting with God, and I'm like expressing my emotions, all the feelings to my God, and I just somehow tell my God that this is happening with me, and this is a problems all I'm having in the society, and you have to do this, and you have to make people understand that my drag is an art form, and I'm just performing for them. I'm just expressing my feelings and my gender identity. So that's how I do connect with my faith, connect with my God, and connect with my culture, and connect with my religion as well in Gotipur. This is how I always, whenever I talking about my Western drag thing. So whenever I started doing Gotipua, I got to know there is no barriers or like any kind of things which I can't do in drag, and there is no restriction whenever you are expressing your feelings to the god. So this is how I got inspired by Gotipo, and that's how by the time I started doing my drag journey as well.
No, I remember, when we are trying to kind of, I think you mentioned it in one of your interviews that there's always this difference between how people see drag performed by a non-trans person and drag performed by a trans person, and basically they see it as somebody who's performing being trans and performing drag are seen as a trans performers and that of drag. Can you give us more explanation of, does it something which is which happens regularly in the society, and how can people change that viewpoint?
So it's the society's mistake, I will say, because they don't know the real difference between drag and a gender identity. Drag is a very, clear art form which been played by many like people. That can be played by a cisgender person. That can be played by woman. That can be played by a guy. That can be played by a trans woman. Whatever it is. So drag is an art form, and trans identity, that's a gender identity that should be cleared for the first. And the second thing is, whenever we are doing drag, and as I'm doing drag and I'm a transgender person, people sees me as a transgender person only, transgender performer only. So I just wanted to make people understand that I'm doing drag, which is my art form, and whenever I'm like where I'm a transgender person, that's my gender identity. And drag is about me. It's not about only performing in the stage or like expressing my emotion or something. This is all about whatever happened in my life actually, what I was, what I am, what I am doing right now as well. As like talking about me, I born in a male body, and I changed myself, I transitioned myself in a female body. So I express this all through my art as well. So drag is for me promoting my gender, I'm sorry, promoting my expression, promoting my life journey, promoting my everything which is happening in a person's life. So the second thing is, and we're talking about drag and a transgender person, like people says it's the same thing only. No, it's not the same thing. I just said before only, and many times I have said these things. Whenever people says that if a transgender person is performing and a other gender person is performing they are doing drag, there are very two different things. People says that transgender person is a performer only, and the person who is a guy and wearing girl's outfit, they are doing drag. So there is a misconception which should be cleared actually. And whenever a transgender person is doing drag, they are just expressing their feelings, expressing their art form and everything. And whenever a guy is doing wearing wig and all everything, that's not any that's not making any kind of difference and all. Yeah.
Yeah, you said it very wonderfully that uh, because it seems something which is like a gendered performance. People always relook or don't look at the transness, and thank you so much for putting it out, especially in this particular context as well. Now, I wanted to understand: were there any kind of conflict, or were there any kind of challenges uh, within your faith or religion? As doing drag, like was there any point in time where you felt where somebody told that you should not be doing drag because it's against a belief or against a faith or religion?
Yes. So when I was talking about Gotipua and Mahari and Devadasi art form, whenever you're doing it for God or in temples, people are very cool with it. People will accept it because you are doing it for the God. You are doing it in the temple. doing it in a classical way. But if you're a guy and you're doing it in a westernized way, or like some kind of modern way, people will not accept that. People will say it something. People will gonna see it in a vulgar way. That happened with me in the past. So yes, definitely I will say, talking about my faith and beliefs, whenever I say this, no, like my god, Jagannath also, Lord Jagannath also wear not and everything. Whenever I give that example to the people says no, you can talk about our religion, you can talk about our faith. But I just wanted to tell them that where our god is giving everything is my creation and everything is about me. When I can do this, then my creation can do that as well. So people are not understanding that. People are just seeing our god, and people are seeing us. They are just making a difference. No, our god, when our god is saying accept my creation, whatever I created in this world, whatever I have created in the universe, then why we should we will make the difference? When our god is saying to accept those transgender people, accept those drag artists, accept those LGBT people, then who why we gonna make the difference? And why we gonna see people in a different way? Why we gonna see them in a very inappropriate why we gonna do the inappropriate behavior to them? So this is the main thing which we have to learn from our god, in from our faith, from our religion and beliefs. When our god is doing that, then god is giving the permission to all the people who are like you know mm, feel to dressed up like a girl, or dressed up like a boy, or whatever it is. We should accept all the people, all the creations of our god.
So thank you so much, Kem, for exemplifying that and telling, okay, this is something which people should kind of take religion of their own and read or kind of learn from what is being preached. So they have to walk the what exactly is being told, and there are multiple references of how Hinduism, for example, has been used or kind of have references of dragon itself. One question which I wanted to kind of ask you is, I still remember, and I think last to last year, where we're having this Hyderabad dance festival, you did a wonderful piece, which is basically original from the idea of Mahari, which is a long substitute performance. Like, it's a 1 hour of a performance, which is a Dashawataram, and then it has also been then taken to Odissi, and then you kind of creating. I haven't seen somebody who kind of reclaim a traditional piece in a queer setup, in a queer environment, and you know especially it was so powerful for me as a person to see it, because I haven't imagined classical art form, especially like Odissi, which is having its very more cultural root, is being kind of reclaimed by a trans artist like you. And I think that was the one of the beautiful performance which I have ever seen of yours, where you kind of like, because I'm also a classical dancer in somewhere or the other way. I kind of have this complaint always that queer sorry classical dance spaces are not open for queer people. And when you did that flip of okay, this is my repertoire, this is my faith, and I want to reclaim it, I want to take it, and I will do it. So I will create that magic. So that was a very powerful, imagery which you have shared. Now, did you ever feel, while you are doing drag, did you ever feel connected spiritually to any kind of a belief? And what was that experience like?
Talking about my last performance, which you were talking about, the Dasabda wala thing. So whenever I was doing that, I was literally feeling like connecting with God, connecting all the avatars God has taken in our, uh, you know, in the all in all the Puranas and all. So whenever I do that, whenever I was doing that, actually the Dasavdar wala thing, and we do still remember the Mohini avatar wala thing. Whenever I feel like doing the Mohini avatar kind of art in on the stage, so I feel like I'm a Mohini in myself. I'm a Mohini only. my God can do that, when my God was doing that, God have, like, made this so beautiful, why I can't? Why I can't, emote that? Why I can't feel that Mohini avatar in myself, and in that feel, why I can't connect to my God? This is all I have, which I like feel all the time whenever I do such kind of art forms. So this is really feeling like which can't be, explained. That's a very amazing feeling whenever you're doing a character, and that has given by the God, and you are just telling all the society, see, this is our God, and our God has done this before, and I'm doing it. And this is an amazing feeling which you should accept, and you should promote that. This is all I really connect with. So, like, it's a feeling. All the end, I always say that in our faith, in our beliefs, God has given everything, given all the acceptance, all the love, and everything is there. We just have to know that, and we just have to, express that. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Kim. One more question which I wanted to ask is, see, because you are a classical dancer, and then you do drag, which is which is a two different art forms which world sees it, but eventually we are doing the same thing. It's like the same kind of a situation. People are okay with taking or having a classical dance number, or giving respect to a classical dancer, versus when you see somebody who's a drag artist or somebody who's a queer performer, they always see it as something which is not of that quality, or not of that I would say, doesn't give that much of a respect to the art form. I'm coming it from here because recently I was approached by a state owned platform. It's like it's a art and craft village, which often hosts a lot of performers, dancers, folk dancers, classical dancers across the world. They do it on a regular basis, and they take applications. And this space is run by individuals' taxpayers' money. So the space is run by money which I pay, you pay, and everybody pays.
Mhm.
And then I asked for an application or a slot where they said, we only need pure classical dance. We don't need anything which is drag, or we don't need anything which is queerness. So this discrimination is what is very aghast when it comes to drag as a space. And people think that it's very notorious, or very kind of anti social in its own nature. So do you think, why do make this difference between a classical dancer and drag, whereas both of them are doing the same kind of an effort, same kind of an energy, and same kind of a performance when they're kind of presenting?
So, definitely, I'm gonna say this. This is a misconception. What is the conception? Is misconception is whenever the art is getting played in a temple, people are seeing the God and thinking like, if it is in the temple, this is very which is something spiritual, and which we should accept. And when some art is not getting played in the temples or something, people are not seeing it as an art form. So this is the thing is there in the society. So somewhere we can say this is some kind of pressure, from all the religion and all, some kind of pressure which been like which been is which is happening since like ancient time, we can say. So people should understand that whatever is getting played in the temple, or whatever is getting played in the clubs, or like other places, this all are just an art form only. And the only difference is there, what I'm doing. I'm promoting my faith belief or something, or I'm promoting the Western Asian culture, or like I'm just taking some kind of changes in the society. These things are different, but whatever I'm doing, whatever I'm performing, This is all the same thing only. This is a art form, and there is no difference. No matters it's getting played in the temple or getting played in the club. There is a person who is a trained in something, who is the artist, and they are just doing their art form. You just have to make the you just have to know the exact motto of the performance, and what you are doing is you are just making a difference. You are not accepting that, you are not understanding that, you are just making the difference that if something is happening in the temple, this is very right, and if something is happening in the club, this is very wrong. This is there only. Yeah.
Great. So now I will ask you the very typical question, which I always wanted to ask. Because you have been working very hard, especially in this
Mhm.
particular scene, and you have been creating such a nuanced work across drag and across platforms. You are speaking, you are kind of going ahead and performing in spaces. You have taken it out to the not only queer community but out of queer community. That is something which is very nuanced in its own nature, and you are working out with people in more than many ways. You are working very hard. Having said that, it's still there's always this idea which we kind of bring into any kind of a city scene. Is like, if I bring somebody from outside, they are
Mhm.
greater, and people who are in the city are not that great. This has been a constant situation, and I'm trying to bring this because I know your answer would be, and I really want that to kind of go ahead. And there's this always dichotomy of city versus non-city. Something which is coming from a different city is always pricey, and somewhere or the other way, there's limited spaces which we kind of get as city artists. It kind of goes away. Like the limited opportunities which we get as a drag artist in the city, it goes away to
Mhm.
somebody else, some other place, some other queen who's kind of coming from a different city. I do understand this. There need to be a globalization as well. I do understand people need to come visit, but there should be a balanced approach. So, what is your
Yes.
take on it? What do you think? How can we change this? How can we change this mindset and empower city-based artists as well?
So talking about me, I'll just start with an example. Actually, whatever we make in our kitchen, na, that will not taste good. What we bring from the other house, that will make us feel tasty and good. This is there only. People thinks that we know that person, we have seen that person, and we don't want to see them. What they do is they are taking other people from the other city. So this is the thing is happening over there. I just want to tell those people, whoever are like taking some artists from other cities and all, not promoting their own city people. What you are getting? You're not getting anything. Whenever you got diamonds, why you're looking for like running after the gold? Tell me. And for that reason only, I'll blame like our society as well, our like people as well. We are not so much capable to go to the main go to the main stream and go talking about ourselves, talking about our art actually, because we are not getting that scope, we are not getting that place. So I will request all the people who are taking other artists from other cities, please give us the chance. And we are not less than any other artist, and you shouldn't do that. And changing about this mindset is like changing about this mindset is like we whenever we will get a place, no, that time we can talk about it and we can change it. I hope like it will take some time to change. We should wait for that. Because it's all about event curators, like for people are like organizing the event, it's all in their head when we can change that, to be honest.
So to have a balance, like, if there is some artist kind of coming from another city, how many times the artists who are there in the city kind of going outside? That is the calculation which we need to do. And how many people are kind of going? So I will tell that, we both have been working together in this scene for the past, 3 or 4 years. And
Yeah.
I did have some chances of going ahead and performing outside of the city. But having said that, it's again individual struggle where we kind of reach out to people.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we have to compromise. Sometimes they will not give us travel, etc. So we just compromise. We kind of do it. Not everybody. I have a privilege because I have a job, right? I can pay for myself or something like that. Not everybody might be in the same kind of a privilege or might be in the
Yeah.
same kind of a space. And how many times this exchange is happening? That is the question which we need to understand, and somewhere or the other we find a balanced approach on promoting art but also promoting artists who are from the local space. I think that is where it's really important to kind of rebring notions. And recently I performed in one of the cities in Delhi, and
Mm-hmm.
then immediately there was one more performance which was done by a local queen there, and they raised this entire idea of supporting local drag. So this is
Yeah.
something which is really important. Like if you bring somebody from outside, you also have somebody from inside,
Inside.
and this constant thing need to be given the fair chance. And last but not the least, what is that one advice you would like to give it to people, especially who want to kind of do drag, and especially who are trying to navigate faith or belief, in their own way? How do they do that? What can be the balance which they can look into?
So, yes, I will say this again. I have said this many times to all the people I meet or something. If you are believing in yourself, if you have that guts in you that you can do that, and if your family is okay with you, you just do it for you because it is you and no one gonna change that. Because this is your art form, your feelings, your emotions, and everything is all about you. Just do it. Yes.
Great. So thank you so much, Kim, for sharing these wonderful thoughts. And it's always nice to kind of talk to you. We often talk, outside this podcast setting, and I think this is a very formal talk which we had without mentioning at
Yes.
least 6 or 7 people in the process. So thank you so much for taking time and giving me your valuable time to record this and be a part of this particular podcast. And for all the people who are listening to it as well, please do go ahead and support your local drag artist. Please do go ahead and look for artists who are there in your city. And definitely you can find Khemaya in the Instagram page, Board Dragwanti. You can constantly see some post kind of coming there. I would also put her link in the description as well as on the Spotify. So please do go ahead and share your love, follow. And until our next episode, I would request everybody to kind of please share it with a couple of friends, ensure that this conversation is going on. And we are in the almost last few space of this conversation. So please do keep on supporting. And until then, thank you so much and have a great day. Thank you so much, Kim, for taking time and joining us.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.